Get the funk out of my face. Get the funk out of my face. Tall boys.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, God, the Rockies are always so fucking cold. I want to get that logo tattooed on me like I'm in high school again. Where I got crazy.
On your forearm?
No.
So when you play guitar, people can see it?
Yeah, no, I don't play guitar. I play Guitar Hero, but not guitar.
It's like, so when I play Guitar Hero at the arcade once every 6 months, people will know I'm cool because I have a Coors Light.
No neck.
You could get those. You could get the mountains,
No,
man. That'd be cool.
This one.
Oh, just that one?
Just the blue.
Oh, right behind your ear.
I was going to go, I think on my butt cheek.
Yeah, dude. I'll show everybody.
I think it's a modern
I think
logo.
that's cool, man.
I want to go back and look at like the
There's
retro
an older one. I always
yeah.
thought it was Three Peaks.
I'm telling you, it's changed.
It's like the Mandela effect.
You've
heard of that?
Yeah, the Mandela effect where you're like, the
remember
mass
things
thinks
differently.
it's this, but really it's this.
Isn't that crazy?
Like, haven't we been eating goldfish crackers our whole life? And they're like, no, they're redfish crackers. And you're like, the fuck? Then you go look at the box and it says redfish, and you're like, oh, why did we think gold? Because
Don't ask me.
you ate the red pill and we ate the blue pill.
And the red pill is McDonald's processed cheeseburgers and chicken nuggets. How do those french fries stay so golden under your seat for so long? Dude,
Spray.
I'm literally thinking,
Axe body
I
spray.
want to see someone like be like, yo, I had this french fry there for 7 years. I ate it and I'm just fine.
I've definitely gone to vacuum out the car and haven't had McDonald's in 6 months and found like a fry.
And you eat it.
Just, no. But it looks, it's hard, but it looks normal.
But you should have eaten it because that would have been like I said, it's like the smoking cigarettes for 2022.
Oh, dude.
You used to smoke cigarettes to be cool, but now you're cool when you find a random
I
french
don't
fry in
think
your car and it's still golden brown. You're like,
I don't think
Yum.
people used to smoke cigarettes to be cool. I think people smoked cigarettes because everyone did it.
popularity. It's like cool. I
But
guess.
then when they outlawed it, like you can't smoke indoors and they're $10 a pack and pretty much the entire public turned its back on cigarettes. Those that stayed strong, the true patriots, the ones that stormed the Capitol and said, dude, we're still going to rip darts. Those people are, dude, you look like a badass if you're smoking a cig. This day and age.
They smoked a cig in, what was it, the Capitol? The Capitol building?
Probably.
They smoked cigs in there.
I would imagine.
Cigs inside?
Cigs inside is the ultimate fuck you.
Dude.
If you walk into any place, business, home, anywhere, and you just cook a cig, it's a power move.
Dude, there was a guy.
It's a power move.
There was a guy that I used to know. And whenever we go to a party, he would be there. He was just there. Well, one time, the party was his location.
Like his house.
It was like his
Yep.
place. I think it was probably like someone there that once that last person left, he like walked in from out of the house and he was like, "Sig's inside!" Everybody's like, "Yes!"
Oh, that's a
Everyone's like-
bro. That's a bro. That's a cool dude. Yeah, dude, that's my favorite part about going to casinos. You can smoke cigs inside. It's sick. And
It
I'm
makes
telling
you feel like you're in the 60s
when you
because
walk-
you're sitting next to someone smoking. Even if you like,
when
don't like
you
smoking, you
walk
have to sit there.
into that casino and it hits you, you're just like, this is the initial feeling I get.
What's the smell though? Like, describe
home.
it.
Oh, it's cigs.
Never have I ever
It smells like cigs and carpet.
been to a casino
You know,
and gambled.
um,
I've gambled on a boat on international waters,
that's
a couple miles off the coast.
That's fun.
It was cool.
I think. What was it, like a riverboat or cruise?
No, it was like a boat. You hop in and then they take you out and bring you back.
What'd you gamble on?
A boat. Just playing cards.
Oh, it wasn't sanctioned. It was just like someone like, hey, 10
Once
bucks
you
a
go to
hand.
international waters,
There's no rules.
there's no rules.
It's like, we're playing for hands.
It's like,
You're
what do you mean?
They're
They're
like,
like-
what? And they're like, if you lose, your hand's gone. And you're like, oh yeah, I don't want
I'm
to play.
out.
I don't want to play no
I
more.
fold.
Man. I'm done. We're, my
You
mom
can't
called. I
fold
gotta
out
go
here.
back home. You're like, your mom's dead. You're like, fuck.
Can't fold out here, buddy.
You can't fold out here. Well, you can, like a chair when we throw you into the water, but
Tie some cinder blocks to your ankles.
no, for your journal of life, hear me out, okay? I'm gonna sell you on this.
All right, you're gonna sell me on my own journal.
Yes.
This is like
No, I'm gonna sell you on a entry for your journal.
Okay, you're like, this is something I have to write about.
If you have a journal on your life, like not an actual physical one, but like just like, oh yeah, there's things that I've done. Like, oh, I went and saw the Grand Canyon, or I went and saw Niagara Falls. Like, they're check boxes, right?
Okay.
For your journal, your personal Zach Allen, this is my life journal experiences, you need to one time tag along and go to the casino with us.
Oh, I will.
You don't have to go and blow money.
Oh, I know.
You don't have to walk in and, I'm down 500. But it is like a time machine. It's the coolest people. And you can rip darts just walking around. And I was trying to explain it. My initial feeling when I walk into the casino is, I'm home. I'm like, oh, this
feels good again.
Almost heaven. It's almost heaven. And
that's why you go gamble in West Virginia.
I'm telling you, when you step in, you're like, this is where I belong. This is where I feel like I'm in my natural setting.
What if someone is an Olympic swimmer and they feel that way in a 200-meter pool?
Oh, I'm sure. I feel that way when I walk into a casino. I'm sure there's a person that steps onto a baseball field and goes, this is home. I'm sure there's a person that walks into like a museum and goes, this is where I belong. I walk into a casino and I go,
home.
Everything I've ever wanted and more.
I'll never forget the smell.
I love it. It smells so good. Oh, it smells so good. Free soda.
I'll have another soda, miss.
Oh, dude, I love the guy that's like in the scooter, not a wheelchair, but like the thing that like
it's electric.
Yeah, it's like the little rascal. You know, and it's like, I'm too big to walk around, so I use this.
Oh, it's like
they're
the
not
shopping
disabled,
cart in the
they're just heavy.
Okay.
Which I guess could be a disability, isn't everything now?
Yeah.
But so at the casino, they have free soda and coffee, so you can legit just go get a cup. And you can drink as much Pepsi as you want. And these people sit at these slot machines, dude.
And buck Pepsi.
And just drink dark soda and rip cigs and just...
They're getting in. They're living their life.
The American dream.
Yeah, dude. I love it.
But you should go experience once with me and Kyle.
Everything on black. I'll take all my money.
No. Oh, yeah.
The first 5 minutes.
You want to be a cool person?
I'll put it all down and then I won't play anymore for the rest of the weekend.
And you can rip a cig while you're doing it.
And
sunglasses on, cig out the mouth, all my savings on black. Well, actually, no, there's a maximum
all my
table.
savings.
Yeah, but no, there's actually a lot of shit you can do in the. It's huge. It's like 1 million square feet, and they have table games, card games, slot machines.
So real quick, if you go to Vegas, there's like table maxes. Are there unlimited tables?
I've never been to Vegas.
Oh, but you love casinos.
I unfortunately just never.
Well, let's go to Vegas.
I want to.
I've never been
I'm gonna
before.
go.
Well, when you go, don't leave me out because I've never been either.
Okay, we'll go together.
Perfect.
We'll do a podcast.
I got friends
in Vegas.
that go all the time. They go all the time. We can go.
I've been
with them.
invited 1 million times, but it's just always been that time where I'm like, I can't go this time, and eventually it caught up to me where I'm like, damn, I should have went like those 8 times. But so for instance, in the casino. And it's called the Hollywood Casino in West Virginia. It's in Charlestown, not Charleston.
Oh, I want to interject again.
Town.
I'm listening to Charlestown.
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
Yes.
I know people from West Virginia.
Town.
Anyway, when we do go to Vegas, we got to go to a UFC fight. I'd spend the money that I would spend gambling to go to a UFC fight.
UFC fight's awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I loved it when I went. It was so good. It was so good. But, yeah, dude, you get there and there's a sports book. You don't want to gamble like on tables and slots. You can go sit in the sports book and they have nice couches. Get yourself a bourbon and they have 6,000 TVs with everything on. And you can just literally be like, oh, you know what? I just want to sit here with a glass of bourbon and a cigar, and I really want to watch this football game, and I think the Dolphins are going to win. I'm going to go to the window, place me a little $10 bet on the Dolphins, and you can just chill. Like that's what I'm saying. You don't have to go and gamble. Barstool just partnered with the Hollywood Casino in West Virginia, and we haven't been there yet because the last time me and Kyle were there, they opened a Barstool like restaurant, like not a restaurant, but it's like a bar.
Okay.
Like an upper layer.
Sweet.
But it was under renovation when we were there last, so we never got to go into it. So we're going to check it out this time. But man, you can literally go in there, and like I was telling you earlier.
It was like 5 hours from here.
It's 3.
Oh, that's not bad.
No, it takes about 3.5. Like we'll leave tomorrow about 12 and then get there about 3:30.
What's the music you know for sure you'll end up listening to?
on that trip.
Yeah.
I ain't never scared.
I ain't never
See me
scared.
outside of the club with a bottle of pop. Everything. Honestly, we usually just talk.
Yeah.
We'll like put some tunes on, but they'll end up being like on volume 5, and we'll just talk. And then next thing you know, we're like, yo, we're 30 minutes out. It's an easy drive. It's just up to 130, 133 exit.
Yeah.
Fredericksburg.
Yeah.
Hop on 17, I believe it is. Take that an hour down. And
We
you're
could
up there.
we could pull the rig in and have a 3-hour podcast on a drive.
Yeah.
We should do that.
That's what I'm saying. I think next year.
We should do that. I have the rig right now.
After
the
the
mobile
new
rig
year,
right now.
Go with us. It's first off, I'll give you the rundown real quick. We don't have to spend the whole episode on it, but I'll give you the rundown of tomorrow.
Let's hear it.
All right.
You're going there
I'm
tomorrow.
leaving at noon.
Right.
We're going to leave at noon. Kyle's going to pick me up at noon. We'll be there. We'll be in Charlestown, West Virginia, 3:30. We go hit the Martins. And it also, everything is right there. And then outside of that, there's nothing. So we're going to hit the Martins. We're going to get beer and snacks for the hotel. Okay. Because when you get out of you'll realize.
Right.
Snacks. Then we're going to go to the hotel because you can't check in until 4. Hotel is right across the street from the casino, and they run a 15-minute shuttle all the way to 2 a.m. to the casino back and forth. So
you can just walk it after 2.
It's a little bit of it'd be like if you walk from here to like the Diamond. It's a little bit of a walk. So
Dude,
you're just
that's
like
a lovely walk.
Shuttle. You just go down at 9:10.
So you're calling it before 2?
No.
What time do they close?
The casino? Casino never closes.
24/7.
Yeah.
So you're staying there past 2. You're walking it.
No, we
a mile?
usually leave about 2 o'clock. Like that last shuttle we catch.
Dude, I'll walk a mile. I'll walk a mile and a half probably.
So, get to Charlestown, grocery store, beer, snacks, hotel room, check in. Get into the hotel, get dinner delivered. Domino's or something. It's a Saturday, college football is on. Kyle's got his bed, I got my bed. We hop in bed on top of the blankets, crack beers, eat pizza, and watch a college football game. College football game's over, about 7, 8 o'clock. Take the speaker out and start getting blasted. Starting to sing. Be like, I love you so much.
Is that we're definitely going to start singing?
Yep.
We're going to tell each other we love each other. Gotcha.
I'll be your everything, everything you've always been. You know what I mean? Shower. Because I'm a night shower kind of guy.
All right.
I like to take a shower, bring it back to life.
Wake up.
Now it's about 9 o'clock.
You ready to go?
One more beer.
You're clean.
And we're out. Go downstairs. Wait outside for the shuttle. Rip cigs. Shuttle pulls up. Hop in. Over to the casino about 9:30.
We're there.
There to about 2. You think you're like, oh, that's not a long time. When
long
you're
time.
gambling, it's a long time. Because when you leave at 2, your brain is like fried.
I bet.
Oh, it's fried. Because every play,
You're thinking a lot.
The adrenaline rush is like, it's like getting into a fight. When someone's about to fight you,
So you're fighting for 4.5
blood
hours.
is just pumping. Your blood's pumping. So you got slots, you got table games. They have all types of games. They have wheel games where they spin the wheel and if it lands on it. Like,
Do they have any SpongeBob games?
No, but a lot of the slot machines are themed to like Monopoly, Willy
Transformers?
Wonka, Scooby. Like I'm telling you, it's endless. They have all types of food court and food, bars, steak restaurants, sports book.
Can you get a steak to the slot?
Not to the slot. At the slot, they just pretty much have the drink girls come around.
Gotcha.
Which that's the key to
No
you
pretzel?
going from I'm not going to like spend all my money to next thing you know you spending all your money.
What about a mustard pretzel?
Food court? No, I don't really.
No
think,
delivery.
I don't think you're allowed to eat at the like.
What about an Uber
machines.
Eats delivery? DoorDash? Right to the slot.
Right to the bouncer out front and eat out there.
He calls you. You give me your number.
Yeah. But
Your
there's
friends.
there's etiquette and rules.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? In the casino and the people that have been there.
No
You catch
food
on
delivery,
real
clearly.
quick. Yeah,
Gotcha.
no food delivery. And if you get it delivered and you didn't use a discount code, you're getting tossed.
Gotcha.
And yeah, dude, I rip cigs. Kyle smokes cigars. And we just bet. And we just have fun. And the thing is...
What if I sucked on suckers? What if that was my thing?
That'd be tight.
It's like a gambler's
I have
thing,
never
right?
seen that, but I'm sure there's
You
a
see-
guy in there like...
You got like that. It's like a little dum-dum, the little
Flicking
one.
it back and forth, yep. I just rip darts. I'm just like,
Okay. So you're smoking a pack a night.
oh, and the whole night, yeah.
Easy.
And then My favorite part is about like towards the end of the night when Kyle's straight rip dog and you walk over to him and he's just lost like his last 100 and he's like, "Oh, see, I was up until you came over here and now I lost it all because of you." And you're
When
like,
it becomes your fault.
Now it's my fault because you just lost $600.
Okay, so that's when you know.
And that's when I'm like, take your drunk ass back. Let's go. And then we'll get back to the room. We'll shoot the shit for like an hour in bed and put some dumb movie on the TV.
Dumb and Dumber?
Casino.
Dumb movie is Dumb and Dumber, right?
Dumb and Dumber. We'll put something like that on.
You ever seen Dumb and Dumber 2?
That's the new one, right?
Yeah, it's like where they're old.
Yeah.
Like in the beginning when Harry goes to see Lloyd and Lloyd's in that like home.
And he's like...
Yeah, he's like in the wheelchair. He's like, "Hey,
"Gotcha!"
Lloyd." Yeah, it's like been a prank. Yeah.
He's like, "It's been 30 years." He's like, "Yeah, dude, but you should have seen your face."
Hilarious.
It's bad. But dude, it's a fun fucking night.
Sounds fun.
And you don't have to blow a shit. I take $200. That's it. If I lose it, I'm done. I'm good.
What if I brought microphones and tried to interview random people? You think they would like keep an eye on me?
Well, one, when you're around the tables, you can't have your phone out.
No cameras.
No phone. You're not allowed to record. Like they won't. Like if you have to.
But
if you're playing slots, though, you can do whatever the fuck you want.
We can interview slot players.
Probably, but I feel like at some point, if someone was like, "Hey, man, get the fuck out of here," because they're losing money and they're pissed.
Yeah, but that's how you found some cool people, and they're like, you want to
sign? We always meet someone cool.
You want to sign a form so we can put you on the internet? They're like, sure, we don't mind.
We always meet someone cool. Last time we met this dude, he was from Virginia. His name was like Dre, and me and Kyle were playing roulette, like $25 a spin.
Dre
Nothing
is definitely
crazy.
a cool name.
Dre walked up to the table. I mean, I'm talking a band of blue faces. It was like $1,200. Laid it out because you have to lay out the cash that you want to like transfer to chips, and the dealer will give you the chips for the conversion.
Okay.
And then this dude was betting $200 a spin.
Oh wow.
34, 36, 38, 12, 15. He was like 31, 32, 33, 34. Those are my numbers. Them things always hit. And he was chiefing cigs, and we were like, "Dude, you're crazy." And I mean, we saw him multiple times win $600-700 just spinning. He was like, "Yeah, dude." He was a diamond member, and they kept coming over and giving him free like shit.
Diamond member. Do you need another cold towelette, sir?
Sir, would you like your cigarette to be filtered or unfiltered?
So would you like another back massage?
Would you like some more calamari? No, when you sign up, when you go there, you have to use a card when you're playing.
Okay.
And their statuses. So like we have like the ruby cards, but then it's like bronze and then silver and then like diamond and then like platinum members. The platinum members are people that are spending like tens of thousands of dollars gambling. And they track all like the shit. Like when you,
they're like, he's a big player.
They're like, "Oh, he's a big player." And they would come over and give him like $300 comps. They'd be like, "Yo, here's a $300 like ticket
to play with
for a free bet." And he'd be like, "Cool, put it on black."
Take that thing.
Because it's not, you can't cash it out. It's like, it's a comp. Once you spend X amount of dollars, they're like, "Oh, give them another comp."
Put that thing back where it came from. So help me.
And it's just like it looks like a receipt. And it's just, they sign it and they go, "All right, it's on black." And they put a little thing on it and it hits, and then they just give them the $300 for it.
Nice.
Dude, it was crazy. But we always have a good time. And in the morning we wake up about 9 o'clock. It's NFL Sunday. You're in West Virginia. That mountain air hits you. You walk outside.
Play some bets.
You rip another dart in the morning. Still a little bit drunk from the night before, and we go to Waffle House and we just crush the dankest West Virginia Waffle House meal of all time. It's so good. The women in there are exactly what you think. They're like, "Becky, if you don't start cooking them fucking waffles better, these customers are paying. They need to have good waffles. This one's a little brown on the bottom." And it's the best Waffle House breakfast you'll ever have.
And she was yelling at her, and the cook, she's got the hole in her neck with the thing from smoking so much. And she's like, "I
will tell you this, though.
I've been making waffles best I can.
I've been making waffles like this my entire life."
But dude, they're all in there getting it, boy. And they all have Dallas Cowboy hats and jerseys on, and they're like,
"Them boys play at one. Go, boys."
And you're like, "Yeah, we're going back over there." And they're like, "Did you guys win any money last night? Any good luck?" And we're like, "No, we didn't do too well. We're going to go back today and just kind of chill." And we always go back in the morning after breakfast.
Yeah.
You know, we go to the bar, get a little Bloody Mary or a mimosa or something like that. Just
so you drive home Monday?
No, we drive up Sunday right after that.
Okay.
We just go back over there about 10, 11 o'clock. Kyle likes to do a little couple morning bets. I kind of usually like chill for a little bit. And then we usually, like, when the start of the 1 o'clock games hit, we'll start watch like the first drive or two. And we'll come back. We'll be home about 4 or 5 o'clock.
That's not bad.
No.
Dude, I used to, when I would make long drives a lot out on Sundays, I would put my phone where the gas gauge is, like where the speedometer is. Oh, and I would just have you've seen people like hack their screens on their cars and like play Xbox and like watch TV. Like it's the same thing, right?
Yeah.
Plus, the closer it is to your vision, you don't have to like look down. You're watching it, and then you're not watching it. You don't have to move your head. You're watching it. You're not watching it. You're watching it. And you do that you're like, wow. A couple hours down.
I've watched all the Gillian Keeves like skits, like driving. For sure.
Dude, when we were kids, my dad straight carpentried some wooden box to strap up to the back of the seat in the van. And back before you had like little screens, LCD screens, you had to have a TV. And so it was like a little 10-inch square TV that he would just like ratchet strap to the back of the headrest. Some wood. The wood was so you could store all the VHS movies, where you also he had the VCR strapped to it. You watch VCRs on the
Is that where
TV.
you like?
That's where we would always go to Florida. So it was a 12-hour drive from where we're from.
I remember you saying like
14.
sometimes you'd sit in the front with your dad, like on the way back, and y'all listen to a game.
Oh yeah, my dad listened to a lot of talk radio, listen to like sports, listen to like racing, listen to a lot of like audio entertainment.
Before I really started listening to podcast,
too,
I listen to like sports radio. You know, you listen to like Colin Cowherd for like 3 hours. You listen to like
Sirius XM
Jim
has
Rome.
a lot of good.
Yeah.
I mean, especially on like game days, they have every single game.
Yeah,
you can listen to someone. You can listen to the Red Zone.
But after a while too, you're just like, they just keep repeating themselves. They're like, and Dak Prescott's hand, and you're like, God, dude, you guys have spent 34 minutes on a dude's hand.
Right.
It's they're
funny
like,
too,
yeah, but do you
because
think the thumb could be replaced with a middle finger? And you're like, dude, you're going too far.
That's when you realize that back in the day, like the commentators and broadcasters and like they were just like ex-NFL people. They were like beat up. They all had CTE. They were like struggling to even form correct sentences. You know what I'm saying? And now it's like so easy to just like broadcast anything.
Everyone's a broadcaster now.
Dude, I mean, people broadcast them playing video games.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like
Everyone's
all I do
a
is play
broadcaster.
Minecraft and I broadcast it. I'm 12 years old.
But isn't it crazy they don't call it broadcasting anymore? It's streaming.
Yeah, like, come on, welcome back in. Thanks for coming in again. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you like.
Make sure you sub and donate so I can do this more often. The more you guys donate and sub, the more I can do.
Dude, I'll shout it out when I stream. It's More Black
You still
Silk.
streaming?
Yeah, when I stream More Black Silk. That's the gamer tag.
I didn't know you were
me.
still streaming.
I stream every once in a while.
Yeah, you just sit there and play.
Yeah, man.
Like one person watches.
Yeah, it's like one or two. It's not a lot.
It's like from
maybe it'll be more one day.
and like the Philippines.
The most I've ever had is like 16 to 20.
That's tight.
Yeah, and it was like, algorithm stuff. You say certain things in your title, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But I was like, oh, that was super cool.
Just start saying
Even
like
just 15, 20 people.
super algorithm headlines. Be like,
Cats.
Homeless.
Cats.
Fentanyl. Donald Trump. Cats.
MAGA.
Biden. Abortion.
Roe v. Wade.
Roe v. Wade. Schools. Shootings.
Dude, it's like, welcome back. You're on Roblox.
You have like 8,000 like followers. Like,
You're like
Roblox.
you're like chopping trees in some RPG game.
It's like, I think this guy's got a hot take playing Roblox. Let's listen. I played Roblox like twice, and I was like,
never played any of those things.
I just downloaded it because I was like, I don't know what this is. And
I know people that play.
Keep seeing it all the time, and it's just you in a virtual world. Just
but some people, and it's just like back in we played Halo. Back in Halo days, when Halo came out with Forge, your brother could like design some sweet
he'd make
stuff,
some
dude.
sweet
maps,
sick shit. Yeah,
maps like just like creations.
I was never good at that stuff.
It was like it was art, dude. It was super cool. It was using like a medium to make art. It was super cool. I've seen maps made, and then like you zoom out, it's a Tyrannosaurus Rex. You have to like make your way through it or whatever. It was super cool stuff.
Because like I would go into Forge, or like even on like some other games where you could like create like a skate park or like a Coliseum in a Madden or something, and after like 7 minutes of doing it, I'm like, why am I doing this?
That's why RPGs are hard for me to play.
I'm going to spend this much time to create something that's not real. I'm like, no.
Dude,
good.
the last Assassin's Creed that I play, I love Assassin's Creed, by the way. I play every single one, but I play every single one.
Shout out Ezio.
Dude, Ezio. Dude, hanging out with Leonardo da Vinci, dude. What a cool historic game, right? Like, dude.
Yeah.
Sweet. Anyway, I play each one back, so like when the new one comes out, then I'll play the one before that. I'll get it for like $10.
Of course.
Dude, the last one, they just keep getting longer. The maps are bigger and longer and longer, and they want you more time in the game. Like,
Yeah.
I would literally open up the map, set a waypoint, get on the horse, and like do stuff on the computer, like edit. Like,
Oh, for real?
Yeah, like do things I need to do on the computer, like write things. Then halfway there, I'm like, editing
But aren't
podcast
you missing
stuff.
the beauty of the game by doing that?
Yeah, but you know how many times I've followed the road? Just press follow the road, and I mean, it was a beautiful landscapes.
It's like take a right in 1.5 miles.
But dude,
onto
cut the
Lombardi
hour play in
Street.
half. I mean, dude, it's gone up and up and up and up. That game took me like 60 hours.
They should just give you an option when you set a waypoint to just like teleport there. The people that want to like do it.
So
for
there's a
real
way to
should
like
do it.
efficiently do it,
Yeah,
right?
you find different checkpoints
Right.
in the game where you can just like.
But even
transfer.
still, like, I used to play the games to like 90th percentile completion,
Yeah.
like almost 100%. A couple games, definitely 100%. And it was not as long as just playing the main storyline now.
That game for me was Grand Theft Auto.
Oh,
I
that was
used to
fun too. I played
love
Grand Theft Auto.
Being in Grand Theft Auto in the city. Like, you start to know streets. And you're like, oh, the Chinese place is up here, and that
Yeah.
little car shop is next to it where you can get the car repainted.
Yeah.
And if you take this left up here, you can go. And dude, you start to learn another world.
So-
Grand Theft Auto used to be like Grand Theft Auto 3, Vice City, San Andreas. I used to love those games. Because you could immerse yourself into another world before the access like we have now to another world was so easy.
Dude.
You could just literally,
That was awesome.
in your house in McKinney, with foil on the windows, be like, oh, I'm in San Andreas doing push-ups in a gym.
Yeah.
My guy just got stronger, and now I can like actually unload a full clip Uzi without recoil.
Yeah. It was so much to do.
But it was
So
fun.
much. Oh, it was so fun.
And I
Because you
think
started on a bicycle.
I think it's because, yeah, and your cardio would go up. And you're like, dude, instead of the white tank top today, I think I'm going to rock the blue
I'm
one.
going to go to the barbershop, get a haircut.
Yeah. I'm thinking cornrows.
Yeah, dude.
And then you start getting your cars and you're saving them and like putting them in your garage and stuff. And you like start to get possessive over things that aren't real. You're like, dude,
You're
I
like,
lost
I'm
my
not
Charger.
trashing that car.
No,
Yeah,
dude, that's my good car to like cruise down the street and like
I
pick up the
upgraded that
strippers
thing so
in.
nice, man.
Yeah. I pick up the prostitutes.
It's like
on
real life,
and
dude.
yeah. But in real life, you're a fucking loser. But in that game, you're sick as fuck. You're like, dude, I'm jacked and I fuck prostitutes.
You like slam the door on your mom. Mama, leave me alone. You're like, hell yeah, I'm a badass.
yeah. At home, you're like, man,
Sorry, mom.
I can't make a free throw outside in real
I can't
life.
say the F word around my mom.
Yeah, I can't either. I didn't want no fucking Salisbury steak tonight. What if you can go back and like interact with your old Grand Theft Auto characters? Like, bro, you just left us here.
They're like, we've been literally chilling the same
We've
time.
been waiting in the house at the save point for fucking 10 years, dude. Where you been? I lost
But
all
they're
my
like
muscle.
60.
Yeah, and they're old. And they're like, I'm collecting fucking Social Security now, man. Shit.
I don't even need to go
Days
do
are
that big
done.
prop job, dude.
They all
I'm
look
over
like
that.
they all look like Snoop Dogg, like current.
Dude, what's the dude's name? The crazy meth head guy?
There's a Trevor.
Yeah, Trevor.
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like in the graveyard. They're
He's
like,
sick as fuck, dude.
Trevor's already dead.
He's fucking tight. Oh no, you can't kill that guy.
He can't die.
No, that's a cockroach. Nothing kills them, dude.
Trevor.
He's like, God damn it! I told you to pick up the meth. Now the fucking Chinese are gonna get it. They're like, we're gonna
He
go
was
blow up
deep,
this
man.
trailer park.
You live in a trailer, but you got some hella business going on, my guy.
Oh yeah, out in those desert, man.
That's all you need is a little trailer. You living in the high rise every once in a while, robbing Lamborghinis.
Yeah, but Grand Theft Auto for sure was like my very immersive, like deep dive.
There was a cool I got a friend who he's into like racing games, and he's got a sick rig. Like legit,
Oh,
you
they
sit in the
tune 'em.
racing chair.
They're like,
you sit in the racing chair,
and they have the
It's
shift,
like,
they have the
oh, it's
clutch,
like-
the
it's like-
manual, they have the gear shifter.
Yeah. And
like,
dude,
I'm redlining,
and so,
I'm redlining.
So it's like racing style games where you're like on the track, and that means dude legit. But then you can also use that rig and play like Grand Theft Auto driving. You can play
want, yeah.
Need for Speed,
Farm
like,
simulator, drive a
dude,
tractor.
Sick, dude, sick stuff. I was like, dude, that's cool. It's cool. I mean, I did it for hours. I was like, yeah, let's go do that again.
Yeah, I think the older you get, it's that you don't like video games as much. I just think you realize that they're so time consuming because they're
Lots of
so much fun. Like, I could easily sit down and play 6 hours of games. Oh, easy. But at the same time, I'm like, I can't do that.
a lot of time.
I can't, but it's good. It's good. It's fun.
I will say now it's like, for me, I don't like to sit down unless I can get like a good 2 or 3 hours.
That's what I'm saying. That's why I don't play no more, because I know I'm only going to get like 27 minutes. And to me,
You don't
You're not
get
scratching.
in it.
You're not doing anything.
It's like you literally have to get warmed up. And whatever it is you're doing, you get warmed up. Because even like those RPGs, those role-playing games, you have to be more immersed in it. That's what makes it enjoyable.
It's like taking a shower and only washing your legs.
Like, dude,
You're like, I mean, my legs feel good, but
there's a whole
nothing else
body.
does. Yeah.
There's a whole body on top of those legs.
For me, which I don't, haven't, but if I can't sit down, like you said, for a good 2-3, which I haven't done in years, but I've really that's why I gave it up, kind of. I was just like, dude,
shout
I
out
can't do
to Dr. Disrespect. You see he's in the new NBA 2K23? Yeah, he literally went and did like some motion live tracking stuff. Literally, you can look it up. He is in the game.
Oh, he's in a lot of stuff. He's actually way more popular and famous than you realize.
It's him. You can build him. You can put the headphones on, the glasses, the mullet, the mustache, the vest, the skin tight, whatever, you know?
He's tight as fuck.
He's funny, dude.
He's
like 40-something years old, dude. And he just shreds game. That's the thing, like, I don't think I could sit behind that computer for 10 hours a day.
Nah.
I could not do that. I mean, I've done it, but dude, I don't think I could do it for my job. Like, what do you do day in, day out, Monday through Friday?
Streamer.
Dude, my eyes. I would be popping eye drops in there. Just the eyes would get dried out. Because when I play, it's just, you can't
I
blink.
always notice when we would play Warzone, like that hour 3 or 4, I would get, like, my eyes, like, I blink and they burn. And I'm like, my head would start to get hot. Like, I'm like, oh.
Dude, it's so funny, like, just the COVID, just call it like the COVID year and a half, 2 years, right? Like, I feel like a lot happened.
Yeah.
To where, like, so many things, like, blew up and then fell away.
COVID Warzone
like,
was...
Oh, dude, it was like right.
Best.
That's what the
I
point
was
I was making.
Called out of work to stay home all day to play fucking
the
Warzone.
point I was trying to make was like Warzone. When Warzone came out, it was 2020. It was like February or March or something like that, dude.
It was when people were wiping down their groceries before they came into their house.
Yeah, 100%. They're wiping down cardboard boxes.
Like, I was like, hey,
delivered to them.
Unfortunately,
hold your breath.
I have to make a run to the grocery store, and I might not come back because I might die from COVID. And you make that one run, and you buy like all the non-perishables, just like Vienna sausages,
dude,
and
I did
ramen.
It. I literally did. I didn't leave the house
yeah.
for 3 or 4 months. We went to the beach. At the end, we like broke the lockdown.
We broke the cycle.
We all got a house at the beach and like hung out, saw our friends again.
No one got sick though.
No one got sick. And so, but yeah, that was like a good 3 or 4 months of me literally only going to the grocery store every 2 weeks.
That was it.
The only thing I ever did
that was it.
Left the house was grocery store.
I had to go to work.
That was crazy. It was really crazy. Looking back, like, there was a point, I remember, like, we were looking out the window.
You were still living at Jake's.
Yeah.
You were just straight up locked up
Jenna
in the...
was there with me. Yeah. Jake still worked all through it, so we were just there in the house. I remember one time we were just looking out the window.
It was the closest thing we've gotten to from that we can relate to, like Zombieland.
Yeah.
Where you're just like...
Because even though, and I've said this, and this is, I guess, a good, cool thing to talk about, like, I have, like, passion projects. Like, I would consider this, like, a passion project. Like,
a podcast?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's, like, something that I care about, but I like to do, you know, but I don't have to do it, but I enjoy it, so it, like, enriches my life, you know? And when the COVID thing happened and we were locked down, those 3-4 months, like, that's when I started streaming. So, like, I was still doing stuff, and I made some music, but, like, I think, like... I remember the majority of the time, like, struggling to be motivated to do all those things, where I was like, when I was working every day, I was like, oh, if I just had more time, I could do all of these things I need to do or I want to do. If I just had the time, all these things I want to do, I'd be able to do them. And then when I had the time, I was like, staring out the window like.
Yeah, when the thing that you enjoy... you don't get to do as a reward or something that you feel you've earned, and it becomes something to just kill time with. It's a completely different thing.
Well, I think too, that's 100%.
Like, I go to work all day and I come home and I look forward, like, you know, in that instance, I was like, ooh, I can't wait to get home so I can play like 2 hours, like, cause I earned it. Like, I worked hard today, I did my job, and I'm excited to go home and like talk to my friends and like game.
Yeah.
But when it's something where you're just like, I have nothing to do
and I guess I'll just play Warzone to kill some time. It then just gets, it's like,
No,
it's not as good.
I think too,
It doesn't
though, just
fulfill.
like the unknown. Like when that was going on, you really didn't know if we were going to be that way for like the rest of our lives.
No one knew.
You know, like you really didn't know. I know like that's the extreme, but like, is it going to be 3 months? Is it going to be 6
Well, they
months?
first
10
said
months,
2
a
weeks.
year? Right.
It was,
and it just kept going. It just kept
this
going.
is going to be a 2-week thing. We're going to either
it
get
just kept
herd
going.
immunization or it's going to die off. And then it was a month. And then they were parking cruise ships outside of cities and like putting the sick
Dude.
in there. And then it was, we don't know. What was it? Essential workers. Because I was an essential worker because I had an infrastructure job. Like I was working at Tyndall at the time. And when it first hit, our hours like got shrunk. Like I was working like 24 hours a week. So we would go to work slowly. But I would go to work and they'd be like, yo, like half of our job sites are closed.
Because everything shut down. We don't need anything.
We're only shipping out like 10 pieces today.
Right.
And they're like, we know you guys could do it in 2 hours, but if it takes 5, it's okay. So we would do like
stretch it
5, take an hour lunch break, and then
Stretch
do
it
like
out.
another 5
Well, that's
pieces.
cool.
Yeah, but still, we were only
Right.
getting like 28, 29 hour, 30 hour, like it was dog shit checks.
Yeah.
But you started getting like the different government assistance and shit like that to make up, and people. It was so like if it was normal times, working and making that kind of money would have been bad.
Yeah.
But because it was everyone was struggling with the same thing, it was like accepted.
Right.
It was like, oh, you're not a piece of shit for working 25 hours because you're only one of the few people that are working.
Yeah.
God bless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They gave us essential employee like placards for our car and with like Tyndall's contact information because they were like, if you get pulled over and they ask where you're going, that was a thing. They were like,
Yeah.
and you're not going to the grocery
Supposed
store,
to
the
be lockdown.
hospital, or an essential worker. They could like technically like, you know, tell you to go back home.
Yeah.
Like it was wild.
Yeah.
They would check our temperature before we came into work.
They did that.
And it was so sick. It was easiest way to get out of work was just to call and be like, I
Feeling a little
woke
off.
up and I coughed
Headache.
once.
Headache.
They're like, stay home.
Yeah,
So
it was crazy.
I know when that's when Warzone like pretty much dropped.
So before that, when we were working, when this thing had like, it was like Italy. Remember when Italy happened? When it hit Italy
got
really
crushed.
hard. And that went viral all over the world. That's when literally in January,
they were like, pizza is dead.
I was looking up hazmat suits.
Stop.
I swear to God, I was like, I just want to know because.
Where are you going to go?
Dude, I mean, really, it's Amazon. Like, I literally looked up on Amazon hazmat suit because if it really comes down to it, I'll be good. I get the hazmat suit, right? I was going to get 2, you know, for someone else, you know. But just, dude, I was like, if it comes out, you're walking around in the hazmat suit, you're good. You don't have to worry about it. I was like, at least I'll be covered. I mean, I was like imagining walking through the grocery store in a hazmat suit. Like,
that to me seems like a Dumb and Dumber movie.
but I was like, dude, you're not going to stop me from going out. It's like when you sit on the subway bus seat and you like slide on. You
I
can't sit
remember
there.
like going to the grocery store and legit with like the gloves on, the mask on. You know what I mean? I didn't do the face shield thing. That was a little.
People did some face shields.
Yeah, there's still a lady at Food Line that at the one by my house that wears a face shield to this day.
Do you know what'd be funny?
Right now
Like to
has the
wear
face
one
shield
and
on
like
right now.
constantly sneeze and just be covered and just like sneeze.
And like run your cart and shit, and they're like, "You're all right, sir," and you're like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, I'm good." Why? And you're just snot.
You're like,
But I
But it's just
remember,
a shield.
I remember going to the store and I would just buy up everything I could. Like I'm like, oh, give me 20 things of instant mashed potatoes. Give me 100 things of ramen. Like every panic. I was like, because you never know when they're going to restock the store. They're saying supply chain issues for years. And you know, and I was just buying that shit that I knew wouldn't go bad. And I'm telling you, I would come home from work and I would eat like a ramen, like a cup noodle. And then for dinner, I would make like a instant mashed potato and some mac and cheese and just Warzone. Just
dude. You know what I had for dinner the other day? A filet mignon.
Oh, delicious.
Grilled it. Ate it with cheese cubes.
Stop. Seriously?
Yeah, I had a nice steak. I
Didn't
didn't have
make
anything
yourself
to
like
eat
a
with
baked
it.
potato?
I didn't have any potatoes.
Or a
I didn't
broccoli?
have any green.
No.
I was like, dude, I had to eat it with something. Some like cheddar cheese cubes. And I was like, it's good, dude. I like cheese too.
I love cheese, but if I'm making a filet, I gotta have a good side with it.
Yeah, it was just
I
like
wouldn't have cooked it.
spur of
I
the
would have
moment.
saved it for the next day.
I had to see. I think what
I would've been
happened
like,
was we
I'll-
had cooked some vegetables or some side or whatever for something else, and it was for that, and we didn't go cook that. So all I had was some meat, and I was like, I think it was like 2 days. I was like, I gotta cook this. Cheese cubes.
Baked potato is one of the best things of all time. I love a baked potato.
Yeah, loaded.
We had one the other night, and we only do it every once in a while. But when you actually
You like oil it and salt it,
you
foil it.
foil it, put it in the oven, let it sit for that bitch for like an hour and 400. You pull it out, you cut it, and it's just steaming and it's soft. And you hit that butter on there, that salt, pepper, a little bit of mild cheddar, a little sour cream and green onion. Oh, dude. I understand why there was a fathom in Ireland and they straight ate potatoes, because I could definitely just eat potato every night. for
Yeah,
dinner.
dude, potatoes are easy to grow.
So good.
When it's
So
cold, they
good.
grow. That's why it's like a poor person.
Yeah.
A poor
But
tato.
I actually, if
They used
if
to
I-
be called potatoes.
If I had to, stop. I was going to be like, fuck off. You just made that up. That was a good joke. Potatoes. You won't go to the store and be like, hey, where are the potatoes at? And they're like, what do you mean,
Yo,
sir? And you're like,
You telling me if you have
I'm trying to get
dinner,
a bag of potatoes for my family.
dude? Because like, well, people, like rich people, I guess average people that eat potatoes, they're like, oh, I eat it as a side, a nice loaded baked potato. I definitely put things all in it,
Not
especially
every
butter.
single day, but yeah,
like I
of
put it to
course.
a side with some meat, and there's definitely some vegetables with it, maybe even a fruit, whatever, dude.
A fruit?
Yeah, for like dessert, healthy dessert, strawberry.
But you eat a fruit cup for dessert after eating a filet.
Come on, a couple of strawberries.
Hey, there's only one cherry in here.
Dude, I have noticed that like I gotta have some kind of sugar at the end. Some kind of sugar.
You're a sweet tooth boy. We've
I know,
already
I've
done
always
this
been
for a
like that,
long
but it's like
time.
only like one or two, like a couple like chocolate covered pretzels.
You're a sweet tooth boy.
Pow. Right in the kisser. Yeah, it's good. Anyway,
I don't have no
you know
calories.
people eat a potato and that's it on their plate. They're like, that's what I have what'd you have for dinner? You're like, a potato. They're like, oh, loaded baked potato? You're like, no.
Oh, just the potato itself?
Yeah, just potato, salt, and pepper.
Oh, that's a potato. That's a potato. If it's not
You're like,
loaded,
you
it's
put
a
some
potato.
butter on there, you're like, we actually had some butter.
If you just eat the potato with just butter, that's a potato. If you eat the potato with butter, salt, pepper, that's a potato. And then if you eat the potato with everything on it fully loaded, it's a potato. You drop like a syllable and then a vowel after.
Okay.
There's ranks of the potato. You know, I wouldn't want to just eat a straight potato with butter.
You know when your baked
I had
potato
to, of
has not
course.
enough butter, you're like, it's not enjoyable. It's
Dirt.
like cardboard.
Tastes like dirt. Like, this is dirt.
They're like, no, it grows in the dirt. It's like a piece of the dirt that you can eat. You're like, yeah, but it's
You're
just
like, yeah,
like
but
dirt.
you're poor, so that's why you like it. Because you eat dirt. You're like, I actually have taste, and I like me a good, savory, velvety, topped potato.
Dude, like whipped almost, like almost this mashed potato.
I remember going
almost,
to your
like,
church
yeah.
with you for like those Wednesday dinners.
It'd be a potato.
Oh, no. They would have them
Potato bar.
like them casserole. No, fucking potato bar.
Oh, okay. You
They
ever
would
had a
have, like,
potato
the-
bar?
I think I've seen it,
It's
but
just
I've
like a
never
pile
had
of
it.
baked
Yeah,
potatoes
yeah.
with all the fixings, and you load it up.
Yeah, it's what poor people do.
Right.
Yeah, that's why it's a church. But because poor people go to church. But that's a hot take. For real.
Yeah, but what about the dinner? Because it was always good food.
Church is
It's
free.
like old Southern woman food.
I remember going to
It was good food.
the
I
church
loved
with
it.
you on Wednesdays and eat the dinner.
We go every Wednesday.
And I remember there was like a dish that someone made, and it was like a twice baked potato casserole or something. And
You
it
loved
was
it.
fucking
You loved it.
bomb.
You never forget it.
I was like,
Clearly.
dude, I will praise Allah for this meal every
I'll praise
week.
whatever you want me to
And
praise
they're
in
like,
this
no,
thing.
wrong church. And you're like, Jesus. And like English. And I'm like, oh, Jesus.
There
And
you
they're
go.
like,
Say it right, boy.
correct. Also, we saw you smoking a cigarette in the parking lot. Make sure you do it behind the building. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I gotcha. We don't
But
want
if
people
you
on the East
look
Coast to
like
think-
Jesus, then they'll let you smoke in the front parking
Yeah.
lot.
That's when we used to hang out with our boy, and he'd drive the Bronco, and we'd be in that bitch just doing crazy shit.
Yeah, that Bronco, dude.
And the
It was like
ripstick.
you always have to use the high beams at night because the low beams were like your phone
Dude,
flashlight.
I'll never forget. It rained really, really bad. Like, bad. And our yard was like a swamp. And I remember we had that old, like, Delta 88 car. That
The
Mom
one
called
that-
the Jack.
Yeah, and then Brady drove it.
Everyone drove it. And
But that
I
was
remember
his. He blew it up, right?
They both blew it up.
They both blew it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, because they would just be in that thing and not realize it's a neutral.
That was like that was like a gangster car like that. You put a dead body in the trunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was what the DC
It was like
sniper
wasn't
used.
it red velvet or was it blue velvet?
It was blue.
Yeah, dude.
The bench seat,
blue
too.
velvet.
Yeah.
The car was all
The trunk had the
inside was
hole
blue.
from the DC sniper in it. Like, that was the trunk he was laying in, like. No, but they got the car. I remember I came home from work, from G's, and the car was, like, in the front yard. And I went inside and I was like, the fuck's the car doing in the front yard? They're like, oh, it's stuck. Because they would always drive around the house
To the
through the
backyard.
front yard.
To, like, unload
the backyard,
groceries.
and they would drive around the side and come up. And
They
back
could just
in.
pull in a little farther.
Yeah.
But they went around the
But
whole
they would
house.
go around the whole house into
was
the
fun
front
for
yard
them.
and
It was
back to the
fun.
driveway.
They're having fun.
They got the car stuck. They got the car stuck. And they were like, oh, it's spinning.
So we-
and we don't want to tear the yard up. So
Leave
what
it.
do we do?
Leave it.
I was like, just let it dry up and eventually it'll just push it out.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh no, it needs to get out tonight. And you're like, why does it need to get out tonight? There's no reason. Oh, that's right. Box deep. Okay.
We definitely.
We got to get it out tonight.
Yeah.
And I remember Bronco came over and got into the conversation, was like, oh, I have chains. I'll just pull it out. And we were like, oh, sick, bro. That would be perfect. So I remember he backed the Bronco up to it, hooked the chains up to it, and got the Bronco
Bury
stopped.
the Bronco.
And I remember him, like, after, like, 10 minutes, like, when we realized that both cars were buried, him, like, losing his mind because he was like, I have to go on a hunting trip tomorrow with my father in this Bronco, and it's stuck in a front yard. And I remember we were dying so hard laughing because he was so upset.
It was probably like a good 8 inches of mud. Eight
So
to
I'm saying the ground was sop.
that was just like pull. Yeah, you'd pull into the 8 inches.
The
and once you
Bronco
try to
couldn't
move in
get
it-
out.
Yeah, we tried to move and it was done.
And
that was your front yard.
And I'm telling you, I remember just dying laughing because he was so upset that the Bronco was just buried in the front yard of a suburban neighborhood. That,
You had to get a tow truck.
yeah, to
Yeah.
pull it out of a front yard because he had to go hunting in the morning at 4 a.m.
I wish the tow truck would have got stuck. That would have been cool.
The tow truck just left it in the gravel in the driveway and just used the chains to, like, pull it out from there. Like, I'm not going to back the truck up in there. Like, why would I do that?
Right.
So then I remember he left, the tow truck left, they all left. And I remember the neighbors came over and they were like, y'all have a fun night tonight? And we were like, yeah, I guess so. I mean, it kind of was like
All stuck in
crazy.
the mud.
And they were like, oh no, we thought y'all were over here rooting. We were going to come over with our car and do the same thing with y'all. We were like, what? They were like, yeah, we thought y'all over here just burying
y'all
the
making a
yard,
mud
dude.
track. We was coming right
We was
in
going
it."
to come with ours too. And I was like,
Dude,
get the fuck out
That's
of
funny.
here.
Remember when we used to have the empty lot next to the house in Oregon Hill?
Yeah.
And we used to. It was like a racetrack.
Yeah.
It was literally an empty lot. There's a house there now.
Damn, I haven't been
Yeah,
over there
but
forever.
the thing about how lots are and they're long, lots in city neighborhoods. They're usually long, right? And
Yeah.
so that's why you have a lot of duplexes and they're long.
They're called row homes.
That's really what it's called, row home?
They're long.
Right. Well,
They're called
that's
row
what the
homes.
lot was.
Yeah.
And I think there was a stump in the middle.
Y'all boys
A
used to
tree
do
stump in the middle.
stupid shit in
Dude,
that
we
road.
almost trashed the fence multiple times.
Yes.
Multiple fences. We would race in there.
You're a wild driver back in the day.
Dude, it was fun. I had fun.
I loved it,
Grew up in
too.
the country, man.
Yeah.
We rode in the mud and the snow, and then when it would snow, we'd be like, oh, that means we can go do donuts. Let's go.
Yes. And we can pull each other on, with the cars on the snowboards.
I can pull
longboards.
you in a sled at least 35, easy.
Yeah.
Let's go do it. I built a jump out there in the back. It's got some snow on it. I'll toss you over it. Dude, you know how many sleds we used to pull behind the four-wheeler that I trashed? Just we would jump them. They
And
would
just
jump.
break 'em.
Oh, dude.
Just shattered. There's plastic.
Shattered. And I had my favorite sled, man. It had a crack all the way through it for the longest time.
And it
A
finally
big
broke.
old chunk of plastic was taken out
She
of it.
finally was it a dish like the
No,
dish
it wasn't
one,
a
or
dish. It was
long
literally
boy?
it was like a 2-person that was perfect for a 1-person, to ride on your knees. But it had rails. It was
on the bottom,
it
like
was
the metal-
legit.
like the
It wasn't metal. It was plastic.
Oh,
But it was built like a
real sled.
yeah,
but it was
Yeah,
all
dude.
plastic.
yeah.
Terry had a TV mounted on that thing so you could watch
Dude,
TV.
mounts a TV everywhere.
Come
dude.
on, dog.
TV in the kitchen.
Let's go. Put the headset on so
Bro,
you can listen to
I
the
will have a
fucking,
TV in the bathroom for sure.
Yeah.
TV in the
I
shower.
will definitely have a TV on the kitchen counter.
Definitely.
That's
I always
throwback.
did growing up.
Well, we didn't, but like you go to everyone's house and they'd have like that little
That
12
little-
inch or
that
like whatever
little- that little-
and
yeah.
that like a little radio that had the clock underneath the fucking.
People had the radio. That
You know
was
what I'm talking
that was
about?
an old house.
Yes,
Clock
they
radio.
had the
plugged
radio,
up.
like the Bose radio that was underneath the cabinet,
Plugged up to the
Yes.
top. Yeah.
It was sick. When you were in someone's kitchen, they had the fucking Macy's Day Parade on the 12 inch and the radio playing some like Christmas music on Thanksgiving.
vibe.
You're like, oh, this is home. This is
Vibe.
perfect.
That's a 1990s,
Oh,
early
it's a
2000s
1990s
vibe, dude.
average home, like walking into like family cooking dinner, hanging out, dad drinking some beers, mom making some taters. Only thing missing was the slot machine and the cigs.
Dude, we're about to oh no, we're not too we're far off actually. I guess we're pretty far off.
From what?
We're like 2 months from Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I was gonna say for Thanksgiving we'll be in the new house
Yeah, what do you want to do?
right down the road.
I'll be
from me.
around.
I
I'm
don't
not
know if you're
leaving.
home.
I'm not leaving.
Oh, your
I'm not going-
family's
I'm not
gone?
I'm not going anywhere.
Let's do Thanksgiving over there.
Sweet. I saw a video, and it was like a GoPro video. It was like my first, like reconnaissance. Is that how you say it? Reconnaissance mission in Ukraine, and it was like,
Oh, this is a Patriot.
a first person. No, and it was like some random, and this was like within the last week. It was some random person, and they were like, it was me and a bunch of other random people. Some of us were military, some of us weren't. Like. And so, like, they just give people guns to fight out there, apparently.
Okay.
And they went out there, and it's like 40 minutes of war.
Getting after it.
It's 40 minutes of war. And it's like them getting into a firefight and retreating and coming here, or like, and trying to flank, and then they're getting artillery fire on them, and then, yeah. And they're like holed up under a bridge, and they start sending artillery again, and they have to move locations, and they're like, we were sitting here just to do some simple, like, reconnaissance, like, meet up with somebody and get some information, but it was like a whole, like, occupied area, like, they're here and watching us, and we didn't know that, and so they, like, hop in a truck and, like, dip out, and
I got bad intel.
dude, it looks like
It's
like
war.
when they're riding away, yeah, it's war,
Yeah,
which
it's
is crazy.
war.
I was thinking, I was like, dude, it's crazy. We can see that now.
Yeah.
Upload it immediately.
Yeah.
Day of. This is what happened today on this front line of this war. It never used to be like this.
No, you get a newspaper with like a picture.
Right. Or it was like, I think like the first like televised war was Vietnam, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, they
But-
had actual footage.
Yeah, like where you could see
you're
it
like, holy
back home.
shit.
Right. And yeah, dude. This happens live, and it's something that we can experience.
Yeah.
But it looked like a video game. It looked like Call of Duty.
Well,
when they were
because-
leaving in the truck, and he was like, they were shooting artillery fire. You know, they're like driving in the truck. They're like down a dirt road, like a billow of smoke behind them. They're like, artillery was firing us when we were under the bridge. And they're like yelling, and it literally looks like a video game.
Well, I mean,
It's crazy.
We're conditioned as we grow up with like these movies and games that we play, and we don't understand that
They are
they're-
representations
they're
of real things.
representations of
Right.
real things, although they're not. If you had to make a war movie, what would you look at? War footage. You know what I mean? Right?
Yeah.
Right? When you go like start watching war footage
Yeah.
to like try to replicate. So then when you actually see it, because we're not in a country, you know, that's a where an
Where war
invasion and a
happens
war
here,
would
right.
actually take place.
Here
As
on-
Americans, we're not
right.
conditioned to, you know, gunfight. Like not
It happens
not
in other
street crime.
countries.
We're not conditioned to fucking war.
Right.
We see it.
People live in there.
And then when you actually see real footage of it, you're like, oh my God, it looks like Call of Duty. Whereas someone else from somewhere else
Like,
would
that
be like,
looks like
oh, that
home.
just looks like
that looks
my
like
country.
when I grew up.
That's,
that's
yeah,
crazy.
that's normal.
Yeah.
It's because isn't it
crazy?
funny that we think automatically like, oh, they look like
Video
Call of
game.
Duty.
Isn't that crazy?
And they're like,
That's real life.
They're
They're
like,
like,
oh,
no,
no.
that's what my
like,
childhood looked
I have
like.
to like protect my children at night while they sleep inside because there's gunfire hitting the fucking building, like our house.
So, yeah. So, like, how long has this Ukrainian, like, war been happening?
Didn't it start the beginning of this year? Like around,
I think it's like 10 months.
I think it was the beginning of this year,
Is
right?
it-
Or am I wrong?
I don't think it's been a whole year.
That's the beginning of this year.
The beginning of the
Yeah.
year, right? But I don't think it's been a whole year. I think
No,
it's been a number
it
of
was
months.
after definitely Christmas. It was after. I'm thinking it was around like March when they invaded, right?
So,
I might be
yeah.
wrong, but
Let's say 6 to 10 months because I don't know.
also too like, do we really know what's going on? I don't know.
No, but the only thing that I was going to say was, did you see where I've just been seeing on the internet where they're saying that the people in the Kremlin, they're like the prominent, like a president's cabinet, like what we have here in the United States, like the Kremlin, they're like starting to turn on.
They're the
Putin,
oligarchs.
and they're starting to turn
they're
on him.
like,
They're starting to
hey,
say, "Hey,
this
you're
isn't
kind of
going-
tarnishing the Russian."
They're like, hey, this isn't going good.
They're like, and so they're starting to ask him to step down.
They're like, yo,
they're like
we're-
coming out
they're
and
like,
like banding together. And
we're actually losing.
calling for him to step down.
And if our country of Russia loses to the Ukraine, which is nothing in comparison, right? What does that look like on a world scale?
Yeah, so I mean, I think recently I've been reading too, like they've like pushed them, they've like got them to retreat. They're like getting communications of them talking about running away, like apparently stuff's not going well on
No, it's bad.
But is that just our propaganda?
Again, that's what I'm saying.
Right.
Like, is that,
You never
that's
really
what
know.
I'm saying.
You
Does
never
that,
really know.
like, do we really know? Oh, where'd you get your information? Oh, I got it off of
YouTube.
MSNBC or
Yeah.
YouTube or Google News. Is
Wherever.
that really what's happening?
Yeah, wherever. Yeah.
You know,
You never know.
Or did Putin get in over his head and then is like afraid to admit that he was wrong when he's like, oh no, everything going good. We still invade.
He has cancer, dude.
Yeah, I know.
He is dying. I wonder what his like reasoning was for this. Was it like
Well,
my
he was,
understanding?
you know,
this is
that's-
my understanding. I'll
okay.
tell you. I thought it was like because maybe again I've been propagandized.
Mm-hmm.
Like I thought it was the Russian might showing we are strong. This is our territory. You know, we've let you live here. We've let you do this here, and no longer will we let you do that. And we are strong, and we.
So Putin used to be, back in the day, like a KGB agent, like a legit spec ops, like, you know, special forces guy. And when the Soviet Union fell, Ukraine broke off from the Soviet Union and became its own independent country.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Crimea.
when Putin became in power, one of his objectives for the longest time was to reclaim the greatness of the Soviet Union, to once again become that red curtain, that fucking
The Iron
world,
Curtain.
yeah, that world leader. And I think
And
one
that's
of
a
his
piece
check
of that.
marks was to take Ukraine back.
And that's just what
And-
he's trying to do before he gets out, huh?
I guess he, you know, got to the point where he must have felt like, oh, we can do this. And then when they got in there, they were like,
yeah.
I mean, apparently he, like, I don't know, fired's the right word. I don't know if they fire people in Russia. They probably kill them. But,
Yeah.
like, a bunch of generals and shit just got.
Yeah, off their yacht. They
Oh,
fell off
you
their
couldn't
yacht. Did you hear
fucking-
this?
I've heard, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They're like, oh, sorry, they fell off their yacht. Their
Like a-
multi-million-dollar yacht
Yeah.
that they have. They're oligarchs.
million, billion.
They're
They're insane wealthy.
they just fell off
Yeah.
and died.
So
We didn't.
I think
We tried to
But
get
then,
them.
you know,
like I don't. You know what
how
I'm saying?
deep,
That's their
you know,
story.
But like how deep has Putin gone into this, you know, and also too, as you get older,
Digging a
sometimes the
hole.
brain can deteriorate and you start to think crazy or paranoia type, like schizophrenic type of shit where you're, you know, people are after me, but like, they're like, no one's after you. You know, maybe he's gone delusional and, you know, the cancer's eaten more than we know. And he just was like, we're taking Ukraine.
Yeah,
We're
man.
fucking rebuilding this thing.
Well, that's what I'm hearing is that
And maybe
people are
everyone's
starting to
just
say, dude,
so goddamn scared of him because anytime anyone over the past 30 years in Russia has been like, hey, Putin sucks, they've just disappeared.
yeah.
So maybe finally now I think Russians are fed up with them.
So there was actually a YouTuber that I know from Russia that had talked about they go around and talk about everything that you're not supposed to talk about, and they walk around the streets and they talk with Russians, you know, just like people do in New York. They get random people, hey, what do you think about this going on? And people like are propagandized.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, their news is closed circuit TV.
yeah, it is 100%.
It's just straight
propaganda.
Russia's number one country. It's better than everybody. And today, fish is the best food in the world. You
Well,
know
just
what I
like,
mean? It's just,
yeah, I mean, and the U.S. is horrible.
and if you think any different, you're wrong. And the U.S. actually is they're the worst country of all time. All their people are dead. They're dying. They're so weak. We're going to take them over.
yeah.
That's all that. Imagine
So did
you
you-
have 99 channels and that's every channel
Oh,
on
God.
all 99 channels. You're like, man, fuck this shit.
Like, can I just get a VPN and watch some French film festival stuff? Jesus
I don't even know
Christ.
if dude, I think their internet's like that too.
Yeah. Like, if you use a VPN, you are going against the government.
I don't even think you can get a VPN.
That's crazy.
Like, their internet's like, you can look up how great Russia is and then how great Russia is. And that's it.
Well, their Google is called, like, Google.
It's called Putin.
It's called Putin.
It's like, what should I eat for dinner tonight?
And it's like autocorrect says Russia
Putin
is
is number
great.
one president of all time. You're like, okay, what is tomorrow's weather? Putin says Putin is the best. You're like, oh, well, all right. What's the number one song in the pop playlist right now? And it's like, Putin is number one.
Dude, did you see?
You're like,
yeah.
fuck, man.
No, that's probably really how it is. I mean, maybe we're over exaggerating, but dude,
I don't know if we
I
are.
can only
really.
imagine. I can only imagine. Did you see the video that came out? It was like within the past couple of years from North Korea. Their like video of like them blowing up the United States.
No,
You
they're
didn't?
but they're
They're like outspoken about hating the United States.
I have
North
not
Korea.
seen that, but I do know that there is a bunch of like Korean and Chinese like propaganda movies
Against the
where
US. We're evil.
where we are just the worst people in the world, and they just kick the living shit
Yeah.
out of us.
Yeah, dude.
Where it's like this Jack Diesel like Korean.
If you
dude
pay me
just
$80,000
beating some
to
American.
star in a film, I'll do it.
Wasn't that what, like? Well, you know that China is one of the number one consumers of movies.
Yeah, well, that's
Like,
where they're
Marvel
now,
movies do,
and they're,
like,
but they're
the
now
be-
controlling
So a
what
lot
they're
of like
doing. They're making them
big time movies like will not do anything against like Chinese people
did you
because
hear-
they're like,
Did
oh,
you hear
we
it was
don't
Minions?
want them to not.
It was Minions.
There's a bunch of them. There's a bunch of
No, it was like they
examples.
literally completely changed the whole movie.
Yeah.
I think it was Minions was the
And there's
latest
something
one.
Top Gun 2 where like Maverick or whoever Tom Cruise is, I believe, in the movie, like he has like some kind of a Chinese like flag on his flight jacket because he like, you know, killed a Chinese fighter pilot.
Okay.
And when they sent the movie, the edit to China, the one that they want them to consume, he doesn't have it on. It's like shit like that.
No, so yeah, I think I heard the one in Minions was about, it was like at the end, whatever choices were made, it like made certain ideals look like good ideals, like good ways to live. And it was like someone who stood up against like the authoritative figure. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That like ended up having the happy ever after.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, we can't have that.
No. Their movies are all China's number one. That's the first option. The other option is America's Fallen.
We like that one.
Or the third option is you should listen to what people like the leaders tell you.
Yeah.
Oh, we know what's best for you. Can you imagine living in a country where they're like, we know what's best for you?
No.
See, and that's the thing. We like will sit here and talk about like, oh man, like you ever like, you know, when we watch those videos of war and I mean, what are those people thinking? Why don't they just stand up and like just like overthrow? Dude,
Right.
we live in a completely different situation.
Yeah, we do. That's why.
Can you imagine being raised from like the second you're born till the 35 and you're told everything?
Yeah.
And
I
you don't
can't
have to,
imagine
you don't
that.
speak back.
I can't imagine
You
that.
don't talk back. That's what I'm saying. We can't process that. And I think that's why sometimes Americans have such a hard time kind of understanding, what's the word? You know what I mean? Like kind of seeing the different point of view because our point of view is so skewed from everybody else's in the world. We're the only country in the world that's like our country.
Yeah. I think about it as like values and value systems fluctuate through time, and so they change, and like
Yeah.
they were more conservative back in the day, and now they're not. They're a little more relaxed.
Who?
Just culture. Like world,
culture in general, I think all over the
culture,
world,
right? You
yes,
didn't
for
used to be
sure.
able to show your ankles,
No,
for
no, no.
example.
Yeah, you know,
right.
for sure.
You're,
But there's
you're a
still
slut if
countries
you
that
show
you
your
still
ankles.
can't show your ankles.
Right.
For sure.
Right. So
Like, women
that's
have
what we
to
call
literally can show their eyes and
progressivism,
that's it.
right? We talk being progressive,
Yeah.
progress, right? Making progress in time. And I don't remember the point I was going to make.
Damn.
Yeah.
I remember being in the UAE and going to the mall
And seeing people.
and seeing a woman push a stroller and all you can see is her eyes.
Yeah, like, so, like, this is an example for me. Like, I feel like an American
For
because...
you want to stare. Because you're like, that's fucking nuts.
Well, because you don't see that a lot.
But you also know that, like...
Right.
No.
No, look, this is a good example. So, like, that conservative, like where I said it used to be a little more conservative. Now it's a little more open, right? Open-minded, progressive, whatever you want to call it. It's like when I tell my mother, I was like, hey, Mom, this podcast is up. If you ever want to listen to it, well, guess what you should be ready for? My freedom of speech. Because I say fuck. She's like, don't say that. Don't say that word around me. I'm like, yeah, I can say that. I'm an American.
You're also a grown-ass man.
Right. But
Yeah.
but this is like I said, conservative. Okay. You have your conservative values.
Yeah.
So when I go into your home, I don't say that.
Well, you should respect the person.
I'm not going to say that in front of my mother, right?
Yeah.
But when I told her about the podcast, I said, this is what I say. And I didn't say I say the F word. I say this.
You said I also said the N-word. I say no a lot.
And I'm usually not a no person.
No!
But guess what? Sometimes I am a no person.
You thought I was a yes man. I'm a no guy. I'm a no guy all day.
No, it's funny though, but like it's a good example, man. Like people used to be a little more conservative. We're open, man, and I'm like, there's a part of me that like, how
People used to be.
should I
People
really
used
express
to be
myself?
Insanely extremely
Should I
conservative.
really express myself 100%? Should I be my true self? Will that cause backlash? Will that cause cancelization?
Well, I mean, that's something you think about. I don't think about that.
Right, but that was me expressing that
cool.
mindset, that thought, because some people think about like, why would I want to show people who I am? They might not like me.
Well, then maybe you shouldn't be putting stuff on the fucking internet. That's what I would say to that. If you don't want to show people who you really are, then you probably shouldn't put stuff on the internet because...
Well, some people
Or
want
also, too, if you don't want to show people who you really are, then what are you hiding?
Right.
You're only as... What's the phrase? You're only as dirty as your darkest secret? Or you're only as bad as your secrets? Or there's a quote.
Right, well, I mean, I just
But
think
it's
about
just
it
like-
like people that put on the front, they're like, look how great my life is, but really, I suck, I'm horrible, no one's going to like me.
Well, those people
That's like what they think.
They probably need to seek therapy.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I think talking is good, expressing yourself and really expressing yourself.
Are you
100% communicative?
Don't you feel like you are like majority of the time yourself?
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, and I feel
90th
like
percentile.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like at least 90% of the time, I'm like just myself.
100% me. And
I-
for me, real quick, I'll interject. For
No,
me,
no,
it's
no.
just keeping my mouth closed. Sometimes I want to interject with something I think's
Hard.
hilarious.
Yes.
It's hilarious for me to think this right now. I should say this. Maybe someone else will think it's funny, but nope.
Yeah.
And that's the 90%.
Yes. No, but that's what I'm saying. I think that we have always like openly expressed ourselves and been ourselves in public, in private, in social, in like every
Yeah,
atmosphere.
I think we have. I think
and I
your
think
friends
actually-
help you do that.
Yeah, but
You
I
have
also
good
think
set
a lot
friends.
of people too aren't as open as we are.
I agree with you.
I think a lot of people go out into public or a restaurant, wherever the fucking setting is, and they put on a front.
then it's just like, it's habit. It's just
Like,
tradition.
yeah, we're good. We're doing great. Like everything's fine.
I'll
we have
tell
a
you.
great dog, and they go home and they're like, "I fucking hate you." Like, I mean,
Of course you do.
But I think it's a lot of people, man.
Yeah.
I think it is. I think people go out and put on they put on a mask of what they think people want to see compared to what like. And you know what's crazy is that actually people really want to see you and not the mask.
And that's what's beautiful. And that's what we want you to know.
Yeah.
We want you to be beautiful. Your beautiful self.
Yeah. We
Be
just
yourself.
want you all to be yourselves as long as it's not causing like
Malicious,
hate
right?
or
Don't
harm.
be
malicious. Yeah.
malicious.
You know, if you're intending to like hurt somebody or
Seek
be
therapy.
mean or bully or just cause just pain and suffering to anyone else
That's a problem.
to anyone else for no reason, that's an issue and you should definitely seek help for that. But you know,
If you're trying to be the best you,
But if
then
you
you're in
really
the right
are
spot.
being your best self, it'll show.
Yeah,
people will
100%.
understand. You know,
And
'cause-
it'll reinforce it. Like, oh, I should just be myself more
But
because it just So for me, it's like opportunity. I'm like, when I'm my real self, I meet people.
Yes.
I met somebody today. I met 2 people, Tommy and Taryn.
I think people can easily. I think people
You know
can
what I'm saying?
quickly tell this, like now. I think a lot of people really can tell if it's a front or yourself,
Right.
Or you're being genuine.
Yeah.
And I truly believe that more people would actually rather talk to a genuine person, even if it's not lined up with whatever they think or like believe.
Yeah.
Than to talk to someone who's like patronizing them and just giving them
100%.
like just
Giving
like
them
gaslighting them, like
what
giving back
everybody
exactly
else
what
is
they
giving
want.
them, right.
Like, oh, I can't stand that. And you're like, yeah, me
course,
too.
of
And you're like,
course.
okay, you know. So that being said, like, you know, don't be afraid to take that mask off, but at the same time, don't be afraid to put that mask on.
Ooh. You
Spirit
gotta be able to do both,
Halloween.
baby. We do both out here.
Hey, Halloween's coming. We have like 6 weeks. Spirit Halloween is one of our sponsors. They usually load up pretty heavy when we get into this middle of September and get closer to fall. So although we're talking about being your genuine self, one of the best times of the year is also putting on a fucking fun mask and just being someone else for the night.
And thanks for Spirit Halloween for always giving me the opportunity to do that. I think I've always wanted to be, which I've never had the opportunity to, but maybe this year I'll be the pizza guy from Toy Story.
Oh, hell yeah.
You know?
I've always wanted to be Michael Myers because I've always wanted to be in an insane asylum. But I've never been there. But guess what? On Halloween, and because of Spirit Halloween, I can be that for the night. So just go onto Google and just look up nearest strip mall. And that'll tell you exactly where Spirit Halloween is.
Look up your nearest Dillard's because more than likely will become a Spirit Halloween the next couple months.
Yeah, they'll have a huge, like, tarp orange banner, like, kind of maybe stapled or nailed onto the concrete out front. And you'll definitely be able to go in and be exactly who you want to be for Halloween. Also, to remember when you go in to figure out, hey, who I'm going to play this year, who I'm going to dress up as. I'm trying to win that costume contest. Are you?
Yeah.
Make sure when you end up at the checkout, we're not going to do a web offer this year because Spirit Halloween doesn't really do a lot of online sales. They do more in-store. Mm-hmm. And the reason being is, wouldn't you like to try on your costume before you order it online?
Yeah.
No one wants to order a costume and get it and it's too small and it's 2 days before Halloween. You can't fucking wear anything.
Yeah, and people with lice don't go into the store anyway, so you can try on all the hats. You don't have to worry about
lice detectors at the door. If anyone's going in
Yeah.
with lice, they're not letting them in and trying on
Exactly.
anything. They also have 100% refund if you're not satisfied with your purchase, up to 3 years. But when you go in, you find your costume, you find that mask that you want to wear for one day, not every day. Make sure you can print off the online coupon. It has promo code ULTRA on it, and you'll be able to get 15% off of your Halloween costume and attire, makeup, knives, whatever you want.
Blood.
Rock your Halloween party, win the Halloween contest, let people know about the podcast, have a safe, happy,
about
fun,
this?
responsible Halloween. Make sure you get that online coupon. It has promo code ULTRA on it.
If you have any ideas for great Halloween costumes and you comment on the next couple of videos, we should bring it up. We'll wear those costumes on a Halloween episode. It can be scary, spooky, funny,
No
bloody.
Nazi outfits.
It can be sexy.
Oh, dude, I'll totally wear like
You know what I'm saying?
some lingerie and a robe.
Give us the ideas.
Oh, I'll dress up as I'll dress
We'll
up
make a
as
poll.
yeah. What was damn? What's the chick from Aladdin? Jasmine.
Oh, yeah,
I'll be Jasmine.
Yeah.
You can be Aladdin. We'll spray paint each other.
Oh, dude, I can show you the world.
I know, and I'll definitely let you ride
A
my
whole
carpet.
new world.
So make sure you go check out your nearest Spirit Halloween, mention us at checkout, or have the online print-off coupon with you. Again, be responsible and have a good time, friends.
Oh, yeah.
UltraWisdom.